Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
More than 24,000 cooperative societies exist in Osun State before the Adeleke administration came into existence. The various cooperative bodies experienced severe operational difficulties due to mismanagement of cooperative deductions by two previous administrations in place between 2010 and 2022. Millions of naira accruable to the cooperative societies through deductions of salaries of public sector workers in Osun State were not paid into their cooperative savings account. This great default left many cooperative unions in financial problem and put thousands of cooperators in penury. Today, what is the situation? Has government made a difference in reactivating the moribund cooperative societies in Osun State? My name is Tomilola Daniel, and I welcome you again to Living Spring Update, Episode 3, where a review of governance as it affects the people of Osun State is done.
As we converse reform, I want to announce that our administration has resolved to invest R1 billion in the state cooperative movement. The investment will create a pool of revolving loans at single-digit interest rate to empower artisans and other categories of the population. This will be implemented through the cooperatives and the microcredit agencies. Additionally, a plan of action is being put in place to strengthen cooperative education in the state.
Governor Ademola Adeleke assumed office with a clear mindset of driving the economic agenda of his administration to align with grassroots development. He saw an active cooperative movement as the appropriate instrument to achieve this. The administration created a separate ministry to implement its cooperative reactivation policy. The state government realized that well-funded cooperative societies with competent resource management objectives can empower the citizenry, particularly low and medium income earners, to fulfill the goal of economic transformation. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Cooperatives and Empowerment, Mr. Gbenga Fadele, explained that the purpose of government policy as initiated by Governor Ademola Adeleke is to turn around the cooperative societies and make them instruments of real social and economic interventions.
First of all, I need to appreciate the Governor of Osun State, His Excellency Senator Dr. Ademola Jackson Urudin Adeleke, who deem it fit to create this ministry out of the whole Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Cooperative and Empowerment. He created Ministry of Cooperative and Empowerment for a purpose. And if you look at what we have been doing since the inception of this ministry, you will agree with me that it has been the purpose for the creation of this ministry has manifested in diverse ways. For example, recently Mr. Governor approved a sum of money, a huge sum of money to the cooperative societies in Osun State in a way to alleviate poverty, to create jobs, and of course to empower the artisans and the little business owners in the state. So far, he has released, out of the 1 billion naira he promised, he has released 2 tranches of it, going to about 700 million naira. And the focal point really is for the government to impact the society through job creation, through poverty alleviation, and to combat hunger.
What are the strategies the government have used in making sure that all of these empowerment benefits are getting to every resident in Osun State?
The cooperative are formed at the ward level. Each recipient will obtain a form here through which you give us all your data, and also a civil servant who is currently in service will also be a guarantor. So if you default, the politician who is serving as your guarantor will have to pay, or the civil servant who is the second guarantor.
Aimed with relevant information on the state of the economy, on assuming office, Governor Adeleke discovered that the socio-economic challenges were tied around the failure of the APC administration to prioritize its socio-intervention programs. These, he noted, created gaps between the government and the governed. The mismanagement of hard-earned cooperative savings that accounted for individual and collective quests for progress by the APC administration was the unkindest quote of it all. Today, the Adeleke administration has restored confidence of the cooperatives by approving and facilitating the disbursement of over 3.4 billion naira in tranches to cooperative societies under the auspices of Federation of OSUN State Cooperatives, FUSCOP. This measure has helped to revive the dying cooperative movement in Osun State. The intervention was a direct response to the summit organized for cooperatives reactivation, which is now an anchor to navigate the empowerment programs of government. According to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Cooperatives, the summit has helped the government to expand the scope of cooperative movement to sustain existing cooperators and capture willing or intending cooperators throughout the state.
Alájẹsẹ́kù àti ìrónilágbára, that's cooperative and empowerment sílẹ̀, is láti jẹ́ pé wọ́n rí àǹfààní ìjọba pé ó dé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn aráàlú pàápàá jùlọ ní ẹsẹ̀ kùkù. Ìdí nìyẹn nítorí àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe cooperative yìí àti àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe tí wọ́n wà nídìí tí wọ́n ń jàǹfààní empowerment yìí, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ẹsẹ̀ kùkù náà wà. Nígbà tá a dẹ̀ ti dé, gbogbo ipá àti agbára tá à ń sà ó ní pé kí àwọn ará ìgbèríko, àwọn ará ẹsẹ̀ kùkù kan lè jẹ àǹfààní ìjọba nípasẹ̀ cooperative, ìyánilówó àti ìrónilágbára. Fún àpẹẹrẹ, gómìnà Òwíbẹ̀síbẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe ìlérí fún wa nígbà tá a ṣe summit kan pé àwọn máa fún wa ní 1 billion naira, bílíọ̀nù kan náírà. Nínú èyí a ti gba mílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 70, 700 million naira. A dẹ̀ ti pín owó yìí fún àwọn aráàlú. Out of the nínú owó yẹn a ti ṣe ìlàjì, a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ the second tranche, ìpele kejì fún àwọn èèyàn. Àwọn aráàlú tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti rí owó ìgbà, wọ́n ti ń sọ, tẹ́ bá béèrè ẹsẹ̀ kùkù wọ́n sọ fún yín pé àwọn ń rí owó ìjọba o, and owó ìjọba tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń rí o ní láti ran àwọn oníṣòwò kéékèèké lọ́wọ́. Àwọn míì owó tí wọ́n nílò láti lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ bóyá okòwò tàbí iṣẹ́ wọn ní ju bí bóyá 50,000. Ẹlòmíì ò ní ju iye ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó ń ṣe mẹ́mẹ́ kò ní ju 20,000 lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n irú owó yìí a rí pé àwọn èèyàn ti ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ nítorí pé gómìnà mọ̀ pé gbogbo èèyàn kọ́ ló lè gba iṣẹ́ òṣèlú, pé mo gba appointment. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àǹfààní ìjọba tiwantiwa ó gbọ́dọ̀ dé ẹsẹ̀ kùkù. Ìdí nìyí tí wọ́n fi gbé owó ìsíta. Bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ìlàkàkà láti yá àwọn èèyàn lówó láti ṣòwò wọn, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ń ṣe ìrónilágbára oríṣiríṣi. Mo sọ síwájú lédè òyìnbó wípé ní báyìí a ti ṣetán láti máa ṣe ìrónilágbára yẹn fún àwọn rìwáyà, àwọn electrician tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lára mọ́tò, lára automobiles. A máa ra machine fún wọn tí wọ́n fi máa detect fault, tí wọ́n fi máa clear fault, tí ó jẹ́ pé ó rọrùn táwọn aráàlú gan ó fi lè gbádùn mọ́tò wọn. Tó jẹ́ pé owó yìí náà bí ó ṣe jẹ́ ìrónilágbára lápá kan náà ló jẹ́ ètò ìyánilówó lápá kan, because owó tá a fi fún wọn wọ́n sì máa dá padà nínú ẹgbẹ́ wọn díẹ̀ tó fi máa dá owó yẹn padà. So that owó yẹn bá padà wọlé, bóyá ẹgbẹ́ míì la máa fún o, bóyá àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ míì tí ò kárí wọn la máa tún padà fún o. We continue to rotate it until tí gbogbo àǹfààní yẹn fi máa dé ọ̀dọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ará ìlú.
The high premium placed on cooperative societies in Osun State is according to the State Commissioner for Cooperatives and Empowerment, Prince Bayo Ogungbangbe, aimed at building a homegrown economy that will be self-sustaining and entrepreneurship-driven. Prince Ogungbangbe remarked that the government intervention is all-encompassing, not targeted at furthering any political interest.
Early this year, precisely February or so, there was a summit, the first of its kind in Osun State, where all the cooperative societies in Osun State came together to discuss issues bordering on the cooperative movement. The governor and the government took it upon themselves to assist them. We encouraged the summit, and the governor physically present, because he declared that summit open. And on getting there, he was impressed with the way the cooperative society, cooperative movements conducted themselves. And he announced thereafter a loan of 1 billion naira to be given as empowerment to cooperative societies in Osun State. And when the program took off, the governor, in his own wisdom, felt that 1 billion cannot even reach where he intends to. So, and he increased the loan to 3,450 million. Though he said he may not be able to release the money in a bit or one time, and he then promised to be releasing the money in tranches, which he has started doing. By the grace of God, we have received the third tranches of 333 million naira, close to 1 billion naira now, to be given to the cooperative societies as a loan, revolving loan. And apart from that, we have existing cooperative societies under FOSCOPE. So he promised to give them 500 million naira in tranches, in 3 tranches. We have given them 2 tranches now, about 300 million naira, or above 300 million naira. Then we encourage our people in various wards, 332 wards, to form themselves into cooperative societies, so that this money released will not concentrate in urban areas like Osogbo, Ilesha, Ife, Ikerun. The governor said he wants the loan to go to the grassroots. That was why we encourage people from the grassroots, from all the political wards in Osun State, to form themselves into cooperative societies. And they should be running the cooperative societies as a normal cooperative societies. Not that they will rely on only the fund from the state government, but the government is assisting them. By the grace of God, today we've released about 1 million naira to each of the wards, cooperative societies, as a revolving loan. They will be borrowing themselves, return it. Some people will still take it, so that it will go like that, so that people will stop, because the governor said he wants to discourage this Lanta of a thing, this cruel form of loan collected by our people. So this one, at least I know for sure that it has really helped our people.
A spectacular area of achievement of the Adeleke administration is the renovation of the Cooperative College Odeomu that was turned into a thick bush for 12 years. Today, the college is due for recommissioning, having been turned around.
Nígbà tí èmi dé tí gómìnà yàn mí síbí, wọ́n ní ara àwọn ohun tó mú àwọn lọ́kàn ní Cooperative College Odeomu, because the Cooperative College was established by the first executive governor of Osun State, Senator Adetunji Adeleke. Nígbà yẹn college yìí ó lámìlaka gan ní Southwest. àwọn ọmọ ilé ìwé pọ̀ ńbẹ̀. Most of our directors tó wà níbi ilé ní tó wà ministry ilé ní ilé ìwé yẹn náà lọ, and they are now directors in this ministry and káàkiri bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. But ilé ìwé ti dẹnu kọlẹ̀ nígbà tí gómìnà tí mo dé gómìnà ní kí n lọ wò ó. Nígbà tá a lọ síbẹ̀ mi àtàwọn èèyàn mi a lè wọ inú igbó yẹn, a lè wọ inú college yẹn because igbó ti kún bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó yẹ pé téèyàn bá múra dáadáa yẹn á pa ọ̀yà pa nǹkan níbẹ̀ ibi tí igbó dé. Mo sì lọ fàbọ̀ jẹ́ gómìnà padà pé mo lọ síbi tẹ́ ẹ rán mi o, ohun tí mo rí ni mo fi fọ́tò hàn wọ́n. Immediately ni wọ́n ní okay, a gbọ́dọ̀ lọ fèsì ibẹ̀ yẹn ká tún ṣe. Bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ipò tá a bá máa fi hàn yín, ipò tó wà báyìí tó dé lọ́wọ́ because iṣẹ́ ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lórí ẹ̀ báyìí máa tún fi hàn yín tó àti iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ lórí ẹ̀. Nígbà tá a lọ níbẹ̀ ń gbà yẹn, ọmọ iléèwé 4 ló wà níbẹ̀ torí wípé wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ àti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ níbẹ̀. Kò sí òbí tó máa gbé ọmọ ẹ̀ débẹ̀ tó máa sọ pé kó máa lọ sí school mi, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ tó tá a bá gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùkọ́ nígbà yẹn wọ́n ní farajẹ pé àwọn sáà ti fẹ́ parí. Kódà ẹnìkan wà níbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ó ní PhD holder tó ní dání, ó kàn wá fẹ́ kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ cooperative níbẹ̀ yẹn. So bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ àti ní ọmọ iléèwé 15 níbẹ̀ báyìí. Lẹ́yìn yẹn àwọn ìlú kan wà tí wọ́n ní àwọn náà fẹ́ ní off campus ìkéní yẹn cooperative college yẹn a fún wọn. Àwọn ọmọ iléèwé náà ti wà lọ́dọ̀ tiwọn náà tó yẹ pé ẹ̀dẹ̀ òun náà ti máa wá ṣe ìdánwò. By the time tá a bá parí ibẹ̀ yẹn ní November lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tí gómìnà bá máa ṣe, àti nígbàgbọ́ pé ọmọ iléèwé àti pọ̀, iléèwé àti padà sí ààyè rẹ̀ níbi tó yẹ kó wà gan. To the extent wípé gómìnà sọ wípé OND náà ń gbà lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ̀ báyìí pé a gbọ́dọ̀ upgrade ẹ̀ níbi tí wọ́n ti máa gba HND tá a bá ti parí gbogbo iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ níbẹ̀. Tí ipò tí ìjọba tó kọjá lọ́hùn ti yọ owó wọn, ẹ rí i pé àwọn ìjọba yẹn náà sọ ẹgbẹ́ aláfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ni wọ́n sọ wọ́n di akúrẹ̀tẹ̀, wọ́n bà wọ́n jẹ́ gidi. Mo mọ àwọn èèyàn kó tó di pé ní ìjọba Oyinlọ́lá kúrò ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ní 2010, àwọn ènìyàn tí wọ́n ń ṣe cooperative nígbà yẹn ibẹ̀ wọ́n ń yáwó gidi tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe nǹkan, ẹni tí ó fi ralẹ̀, ẹni tí ó ń ralẹ̀, tí ó kọ́lé. But láti gbà yẹn títí dìgbà tí gómìnà wa dé yìí bí ọdún 12 sẹ́yìn gbogbo kíní ló ti di àjàmbákù. Àwọn nǹkan yìí wà lára nǹkan tó fún gómìnà tó ní ẹ̀dùn ọkàn wípé kò yẹ kí agbẹ́ aláfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kó bàjẹ́. Ó kún ara nǹkan tí wọ́n fi dá iléeṣẹ́ ìsílẹ̀ cooperative and empowerment pé ká mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ láti ṣẹ́kù àti ìròyìn agbára. Gbogbo àwọn owó tí wọ́n sì jẹ àwọn ènìyàn sẹ́yìn yìí, ẹ pé bí gómìnà sì ń san owó àsansẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti jẹ́ àfúsà yẹn náà ń yọ deduction yìí tí wọ́n ń yọ fún àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yẹn. So far mi tí ì rí ẹgbẹ́ kankan wá complain wípé àwọn ò tí ì rí gbà lára owó tí wọ́n jẹ àwọn. Nínú owó yìí náà ti ní ká fún àwọn first group, àwọn existing cooperative societies under our umbrella first group, wọ́n láwọn máa fún wọn ní 500 million. Àti release owó tó lé ní 300 million fún wọn ní tiwọn. So gómìnà á wò wípé àwọn owó tá a bá fún àwọn first group yìí, tá a fún àwọn existing cooperative societies yìí, irú local government mi báyìí ní orí adé local government nígbà tá a wo record gbogbo àwọn cooperative tó wọ́n exist níbẹ̀ wọn à pé 5 títí ìgbà tèmi dé wọn à pé 5 bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló wà ní other local government. So gómìnà wa ní àwọn ò fẹ́ kí owó yìí ó sódò sí àwọn urban cities nìkan bí Òṣogbo, Iléṣà, Ifẹ̀ nǹkan pé ó yẹ kó dé kọ̀rọ̀kọ̀ndù ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. La fi wá encourage gbogbo àwọn all the wards ní Ọ̀ṣun state, all the political wards 332 pé kí wọ́n kóra wọn jọ, kí wọ́n form ara wọn into cooperative societies, ká máa run ẹgbẹ́ yẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù tí ìjọba máa fi owó ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti yá wọn lówó yẹn, kán náà máa yá ara wọn láì ní èlé lórí ká máa fi yára wọn láti mú òpin dé bá owó eléèlé burúkú onígbọ́múlé láńtà nǹkan tá máa ń yá yẹn pé á dínkù. Ẹni tó bá rí 70,000 gbà, ẹni tó bá rí 100,000 gbà, ẹni tó bá rí 50,000 gan gbà tí yóò mọ̀ dá padà ní 5,000 lóṣooṣù, á rí nǹkan tó máa fi owó yẹn ta tí ó sì ní èlé kankan lórí tí ó gún wọn lápá. So ibi tí a bá ètò dé níbí nìyẹn.
No one can feel the impact of governance policy than the intended beneficiaries. Living Spring Update spoke with the executives of FOSCOP on the new dawn for cooperative movement in OSUN State. Alhaji Rashid Diakola Kolawoli, president of FOSCOP, recalled the grim situation of cooperatives in OSUN State and how Governor Adeleke's intervention saved the cooperative movement from total collapse.
Ìjọba kan ò ṣe nǹkan tí ìjọba Adeleke tí wọ́n ṣe fún FOSCOP, ìjọba kan ò tí ì ṣe irú ẹ̀ rí látìgbà tí wọ́n ti dá ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun sílẹ̀ láti 1991. Wọ́n ṣe ètò ẹ̀yáwó tí ó ní agbára tí a ti rí irú ẹ̀ rí. Wọ́n ṣe fún wa láìpẹ́ yìí. Tí n bá ní sí summit láti kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀. After tí a ṣe summit yẹn tán ni governor promise wa pé ó máa fún wa ní loan 1 billion naira. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti fún wa. Nínú ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ ló wà ńbẹ̀. Bó ti ẹgbẹ́ tó wà lọ́sùn yìí gbogbo wa la wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù. Àìsí ìlò ẹgbẹ́ níbí báyìí. APC wà, PDP wà, Labour Party wà nínú wa, kò dẹ̀ síjà kò síta. Gbogbo wa sì là ń gba lóhùn yìí pátá.
The Executive Secretary of FOSCOP likened Governor Ademola Adeleke's intervention in the activities of cooperative societies in Osun State to that which the defunct Western Regional Government executed during the premiership of late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. He recalled that funding, management, and policy goals of cooperative societies between 1954 to 1959 contributed to the high-level economic development of the Western region. Every indication, according to him, is also visible now that the Adeleke administration is treading the same path.
Then Western region that time. And that precisely 1952, that was when we have a governor who did something of this nature last. Then that time, he gave the cooperator in the Western region £1 million. And from that £1 million, the cooperators were able. That was when they, established Cooperative Bank that time. That was when they established Association of Nigerian Cooperative Exporters, that is ANSEL. Then that time that was Coopreative. So different investments was made in the name of cooperative that time. And when there was state creation, the Western region that time was eventually created into 3 states. We have Ogun State, Oyo State, and Ondo State. And ever since then, the cooperator has been clamoring for the governors that were being elected since that time to replicate the good gesture of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Unfortunately, nobody acceded to their request. Up till when those 3 states were later created into another state, like see, in Oyo State now. Oyo State was carved out of Oyo State. As rightly said by my president, that was precisely 1991. And ever since that 91, we have been clamoring. Either khaki men, we have different khaki men that ruled Osun State, either civilian. And unfortunately, till where we find ourselves today, nobody ever deemed it fit. I don't know, because they all focus on structural development of the state. And anything given to cooperative society is more of human development. And as really, established by my president, hardly would you see any towns, villages, or hamlets in Osun State today without a single cooperator. It's absolutely impossible.
Since government's intention to revive the cooperative movement in the state was unveiled, the nest of cooperative societies have witnessed a rush of willing entrants, as explained by the special advisor to the governor on cooperatives. This is an encouraging challenge for government to do more.
Mo ń fi àkókò yìí, mo ń fi rọ àwọn èèyàn wa tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ní àǹfààní láti gbà nínú owó yìí. Àwọn èèyàn wa tán wà ní world base ní 332 wards tí àǹfààní owó yìí wà tán ti ń jẹ àǹfààní, àti àwọn èèyàn wa tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n wà ní foscoop a mọ̀ pé tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ rí nǹkan tó ti mọ́ wọn lára tán ti ń ṣe ni tó yẹ pé revolving loan yìí tí a fún wọn yìí ìdánilójú wà wípé pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run wọ́n á lè tán bá lówó yìí wọ́n á dá padà fún government. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mo ń rọ àwa tí a wà ní ward káàkiri tá a ti jẹ àǹfààní owó yìí kí á gbìyànjú torí revolving loan ni wọ́n pè pé kò kì í ṣe grant ká gbìyànjú láti máa dá owó yìí padà fún àǹfààní àwọn èèyàn míì kó dẹ̀ lè jẹ́ ìwúrí fún gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì náà débi tó jẹ́ wípé ẹni tó bá gbowó díẹ̀ lénìí tó bá san padà tó bá di lọ́la ìdùnnú ni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fi máa fún wọn ní owó tó máa pọ̀. So mo gbà ládùúrà wípé owó náà tí wọ́n fi ṣiṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí wọ́n fi ṣe àṣeyọrí wọ́n á fi kọ́lé wọ́n á fi rán ọmọ nílùú òyìnbó.
2 years in the saddle, and Governor Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke has shown a commitment to banish poverty by restoring the legitimate right of the people and strengthening the capacity for self-reliance. Getting the cooperative movement back on its feet is one of such measures. The next 2 years will witness a complete turnaround of cooperative societies in Osun State. Join us again next week for another insightful time on the show. My name is Tomilola Daniel. See you next week.
FinSpring Update is a production of the Office of the Spokesperson to the Governor, Governor's Office, Osogbo.
Iṣẹ́